What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Sunday night. Michael, we're here on a Sunday night. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, been busy. You
Been
have too.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure have. We've really been busy, and we've got a good many people in the house with us tonight. And I am trying to get to the chat over here, Michael. So we got quite a few. We got a good crowd in here. So appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Sorry we had to move it. Of course, Michael's son plays football on Friday night. I had a sports competition this Saturday morning, so I had to be out of town. And so Michael and I both were detained, but we're here tonight for you guys on a Sunday night. So let's give some shout outs real quick, Michael. We got
All right.
Metal Detecting with the CZ Kid. Glad to have him in here tonight. As always, Mr. Damian Thorne is in here. Glad to have Damian. Mr. Chris, welcome aboard, Chris. Mr. Diggin Daryl is in the house. Glad to have Diggin Daryl here with us. Let's see who else. We got Mr. Dirt Devil Detecting himself is here with us tonight, too. Glad to have him in here. We got Edward G. And Edward G, I got your fine. I didn't get it up on the presentation, but I will try to show it. I've got another way that I might have to show it, but I do want to show it. It's really, really sweet. Thank you for sharing it with us. We got Mr. Jack Felmy is in the house with us. And we got Mr. Trevor Van Horn. Glad to have Trevor in here tuning in. Gary the Goose is here with us. Mr. Gary N is in the house. Mr. Ricky Bennett as well. Good evening, Ricky. Glad to have you here with us. I'm going through them, Michael. Got a bunch. Mr. Forrest Grump is in the house. Glad to have our Ferris Grump. Glad to have Ferris in here. Relics and Rings. Glad to have him. Relics and Rings.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad you're here. He had some really good videos he put up over the last couple of weeks. Go check his channel out. Some really good stuff on there. I really enjoyed what he did on those videos. Mr. Doug Atkins is in here with us. Doug, got some things from Doug to share tonight. Mr. Dwayne Cron is in here. Glad to have you, Dwayne. Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin is in here with us. Mr. DCM Detects, always great to have him, and Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin. Loyal subscribers and followers. Mr. Scott Ellis in here. Mr. Surfside Dan is in the house. Glad to have Dan in here with us. Double G Diggs is in here with us. Glad to have Double G. What's up? Mr. The Key Date Kid. Key Date Kid, our shovels are lonely right now. Michael
Yeah.
won't go
Yeah.
out, and I can't go out because my knee is tore up right now. So, but we're gonna put those bad boys to the test coming up real soon. Key Day
Yeah.
Kid, remember, is Casey from Excalibur Shovels, guys. If you want a great shovel, check Excalibur out. We had a special show live stream with him not too long ago. Go check out that live stream. Really, really top notch equipment that Casey makes there with Excalibur shovels. So go check him out. We really appreciate him and everything that he does for the hobby. We've got Digging Canuckas in here. Glad to have her with us tonight. Mr. Digging Dude is in here with us. Glad to have Digging Dude. Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky is in here tonight with us, Michael. Mr. PG Digger is in the house. Glad to have you in here with us, PG. Relic Jedi is in the house. Glad to have Relic Jedi. And I think I'm towards the end, Michael. Oh, we got Zzz hanging with the cripples. I know I'm the cripple for sure. No question about it. Doug Atkins said he just got his second shovel from Casey at Excalibur, and I know Casey appreciates it as well. So
Yeah, they're awesome.
oh man, it's a beautiful shovel. And I think Michael's main problem is he just don't want to get it dirty. He just likes looking at it. Is that the truth, Michael?
No, I just don't have time. I mean, I was going to go today, but it kind of ran a little late, and I wanted to make sure I was back for the live stream. So
We
I
appreciate it,
didn't.
Michael. We appreciate you being here in the house with us tonight. So we got a couple things we were going to talk about. Michael, I went out and I did a little bit of testing, but I want to show something real quick, and we're going to get these available to people if you are interested in this. And of course, you guys see a lot of times on a lot of the channels, you've seen a lot of guys that do testing. They do a lot of what I call backyard testing, just sort of trying to figure out if their machines are going to work in certain situations and so on. And one of our loyal subscribers and followers has come up with a really, really, really neat idea. And I'm going to show these to you. And if you guys can see it, this is a block. So basically, you can do your own testing. He's got them already measured out, the right height. You can put in a nail, if you want to. And then you can put your target down here. And everything is already pre-made. And he's got all different heights that you can choose. And I'm going to show you guys a video in a few minutes where I actually used this block in this test. And I just think they're just the neatest thing. So, for instance, here's a colonial nail. I mean, you can stick that colonial nail right in there in that little groove, and then you can go to testing. You can put whatever target you want. You can put a dime, you can put a quarter, you can put a colonial button. You can put whatever. But I really, really, really like these. Real simple to use. And you can sort of get an idea of some unmasking capabilities of your machine, and it could be something that could be beneficial for you if you are interested in these things. So it is Gary, and he is not. I don't know that he's on here tonight, but I am going to.
They're 3D printed, right?
They're 3D printed, and I don't know how much he's going to charge for these, but I'm going to try to get him on here and give me a price or whatever. And I think you'll really, really, really like that. So again, these are super. He's got a 1.5. He's got a 2. He's got a 3. He's got it set up where you can have another nail laying off to the side like you see me do. And I'm working with him and sort of developing these things and giving a few different ideas and things that people might want to try on a test and having them made up like that. Yeah, so these are test blocks that you guys can buy, and they're already pre-set up, pre-measured, everything. So I just think it's a really cool idea, and he was nice enough to send these to me. And again, he can make them however you want.
He's on here, Brian.
He is on here. Where did I miss him?
Metal Detective, Northwestern Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Gary. I did not know that was you. I mean, I know your name, but I didn't know that it was Metal Detective, Northwestern Wisconsin. So, give them an idea about how much you're charging for these and where they can actually get those from. Gary, I appreciate it too. That's really bad. I didn't know that he was Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin. I've seen him go by something else too, though, I believe, because I'm on so many channels. But this thing is really cool, guys. Really cool. So maybe he can give us an idea on that. Michael, what do you think about these? You like these? These are really cool, aren't they?
I like them.
So
you don't have to run around finding different blocks and stuff to stack it up. I mean, it's a good idea.
Right. So it's Greg, not Gary. Greg.
Yeah.
Greg Gustum. Greg, give us an idea about how much you want for these things and where someone, if they wanted to buy a set of these blocks, how much it would be. I'm waiting on him to respond. Hopefully he will. But anyway, I used them today. I'm going to show you a really, really quick test. So one
he
thing
said at this point, I'm going to charge $7 each block, free shipping.
Okay. Free
That's
shipping.
Not bad at all.
Right. So how can they get in touch with you, Greg? To actually purchase those if they wanted to. and he can let you know. But that, again, it's a great idea. And he said he was inspired by watching my videos and a couple other YouTubers that actually use these types of things. The elevated nail test, though, is one of the better tests out there that can sort of give you a general idea. And again, this sets up that elevated nail test for you. All you got to do is get you a nail, get you, your target, whatever target you want to choose. If you want to glue them down, you can glue them down too. You could even take these things and bury them, and then you've got them a test garden, sort of, if you want it, with iron commingled around it, and you'll know where the iron is. So again, there's all kinds of really cool things that you could do with this product. So again, Greg can hopefully tell you in the next few minutes how you can get in touch with him if you are interested in these. And again, I'm going to show a quick test that I did with the X-Terra Elite using the 2-inch block. So again, thank you so much, Greg. And I'm sorry I called you Gary, because I've got a couple of Garys too that have been emailing me as well. So, but again, really, really super neat idea, and something that I think that a lot of us can do, on our own. We don't have to rely on the email. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull. Is it the same? Do you want them to use the same email that you sent to me? I can probably put that up if that's the case. So let's see here. And where are they? Yeah, there it is. So if he says yes, then I can put that email up and show it on here in just a second.
I was watching DCM's video earlier where he was using that sax digger he got from Casey. And that's a neat little tool. I like that.
Okay. He said, yeah, that email is fine. So let me put his email up real quick. Let's get this thing out here. So and guys, I am playing around with a new thing today. So
that email's good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to put that up. So that won't take but a second here. We'll post it and boom. And let's add that to it. So that's not what I wanted. It's this one. All right. There it is. rcfishhunt@gmail.com. And Greg can get you hooked up with these great little blocks, guys. And he can make them. He got me a 3-inch, a 2-inch, a 1.5-inch, a 1-inch. He's got them laying on the same plane. He's got them laying at an angle. If you want it at an angle, he can do you all kinds of really, really cool things with this setup. So again, reach out to him, rcfishhunt@gmail.com. He says they're $7 and $7 a block. So you can get your blocks already pre-made, and he'll get you up and running. But I appreciate it so much, Greg. And those things are going to be awesome for our viewers and for people to have, especially when they go out and they want to do their own testing and sort of figure out, hey, this is what's going on with my machine. And I want to see if it unmasks. I want to see how certain coils respond in an unmasking situation. All of those are going to be things that people are going to want to see with their machine. So very, very good. All right, Michael, let's put this video up real quick because I think I've got it ready to go. So we're going to, this is a quick video that I did using those blocks, and I wanted you guys to see it. It's using the X-Terra Elite. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm actually using the Coiltech 5x10 coil, which I don't think I've seen anybody show this coil on this machine on anything. So I thought this would be something interesting for you guys to see. I really like that coil on the Equinox. I've found quite a few buttons using that small coil, the 5x10. In fact, Surfside Dan's on here. I was using it one day with that Equinox 900. running that 5x10 coil, and I really, really like that coil. So what I did was I decided let's check out the Elite. So in the video, just to give you guys sort of a preview, I'm running in part 2. I'm running the recovery at 3. I'm opening up the iron filter, and I'm running that FE setting at -1, and I'm running the sensitivity at 19 on this video, just to show you the unmasking capabilities of the Elite over these blocks, running it at 2 inches high with a colonial nail elevated above and a colonial button set up on those blocks. So again, we're going to put that video up.
Okay, guys, we're going to be looking at the X-Terra Elite today. Today we've got the 5x10 Coltech coil put on the X-Terra Elite. It's the same coil that I use on my Equinox 900. We're going to be running in part 2. We're going to have our recovery set at 3, our sensitivity at 19. We're going to be running that FE setting at -1 on this test. And you guys can see what is going to happen here. So if you look down here at our test here, we've got a 2-inch block with a colonial square nail and then a colonial button laying right beside that colonial square nail. So we're going to swing over this target with our X-Terra Elite, and this is a great unmasking test. This is a pretty tough test too, especially with it being 2 inches above this colonial button. So let's take a look at this. Y'all can see the numbers coming up. 42. .42 is what it's showing. We can turn on it, come across it this way, and we see it's a 40, 41. But again, a tough test, and it shows the capability of the X-Terra Elite. And this is probably the setup I'll use when I go relic hunting, because I love Park. I think it really performs really well in a relic site, and running the two-tone program, it's a dig and not dig type deal. And I usually run it wide open with the horseshoe engaged, so I get all the iron, I can hear it all. And this seems like this will work really, really well. Pretty much the same setup I use on my Equinox 900 whenever I take it out in the field. Okay, just wanted to pass along that test. If you got that Coltech coil, try it out on the X-Terra Elite. I think you'll like it in some really trashy areas. Okay, talk to you guys soon.
Okay, so what did you guys think of that test with the X-Terra Elite? That was pretty interesting, wasn't it, Michael?
I don't know. I couldn't hear any sound.
You couldn't hear any sound?
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I could hear you in the background, you know, but I couldn't hear any sound from it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm wondering if everybody else heard it. So that's another question. So hopefully they were able to hear it. That should have come through okay. Well, again, guys, I'm using a new streaming platform tonight, so there might be a little bit of hiccups in some of this stuff. Was everybody able to hear that video? If not, I'm going to put it up anyway, but I just wanted to.
Relic and Rain said he heard it.
Okay, good. All right. Well, good. That's what I wanted to see. So again, X-Terra Elite, that's a tough test, guys. What I just showed, that 2-inch elevated nail test was really, really hard. And I'm going to be honest, there's some machines that are going to struggle with that test for sure. And again, I haven't seen anybody show the Coltech coil on the X-Terra Elite. And I really like this coil, Michael. I've run it on that Equinox 900, and this coil really, really, really works really well for me. And I know that it would work with the X-Terra Elite. I've also got the 8-inch, but I don't think the 8-inch unmasked as good as this 5x10.
Yeah, so, I had that coil for the 800, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
Good call.
this call is just really awesome. And the other thing that I wanted you guys to sort of hear was, running that -1 FE setting really opens that machine up and makes it where you can hear that target really good. If you go out of that -1, and I probably should have shown this too, but if you go up, then you won't hear that colonial button at all. And that was just crazy. But it really unmasked well. I think that part two, running that two-tone setup with that machine for a relic hunter is going to be excellent to use. And I love running it with all metal, fully engaged. That way I hear everything and I'm able to unmask targets. It's basically the same way that I run my Equinox 900 on a lot of my relic sites as well. And I think it's going to be really, really good. But I knew that
So
no
the
one.
-1, what do you think about the -1 setting?
I just like it because it opens up the machine. It's sort of, you didn't have that until this last update.
Right.
And with that -1 being able to be added to it, and you can do it on the Equinox too, it really opens up that machine for relic hunting. And setting it up in a two-tone program is going to be really, really good. And Greg's on here right now, and he says, yeah, another fun thing to do is blocks in different arrangements to really test your settings and train your ears. Right. And that's why I love what you did there, Greg, was, giving you all those different types of options, not only the heights, but you can manipulate those blocks and put them side by side and arrange them however you want. And they're just the right width too for doing certain things like that. So I thought they were really good. And I'm going to be showing those a lot. But again, Greg can get you hooked up with those. I was really excited about getting them and taking them out and using them for the first time today. But unfortunately, like I said, I'm having some real bad knee issues right now. My right knee is pretty much gone for the most part. And they had to shoot me up with cortisone just so I could get through this weekend with my sports stuff. But hoping I'll be back out real soon. And today was really the first day I've been able to really get out and really sort of even do anything. So again, Greg, I appreciate it, buddy. Those things are awesome. And I don't think anybody that buys those are going to be disappointed. I think you're going to really like them. I think it's just, one more tool that you can use to get familiar with your machine and get up and running for sure. So definitely something that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate. What do you think, Michael? You like the idea of the blocks, and did you like that test?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's like I said, it makes it easier. You can go from one height to test to different heights. He said he's got it from same plane all the way up to 4 inches.
Right.
So you can if you whichever ones you think you wanted to get, or 2 or 3, or get all of them, to
Right.
test and see
Right.
how it affects the signal.
Right. Well, and again, the X-Terra Elite really did well on that test, and that's a hard test. And the one that Greg did send me that was a 3-inch. When I elevated that nail up to 3 inches, I'm gonna be honest, the Elite couldn't hit it with a 3-inch elevated nail. It really, really struggled. I mean, I didn't show it.
That's tough for a lot of machines.
Yeah, but that nail being elevated 3 inches above that target, it just couldn't do it. It couldn't do it, Michael. And I'm real interested to see now if the Manicore and the Deus 2 can do real well with that 3-inch, and that'll be an interesting test that I hope to apply real soon just to see what it does elevated above that nail. One thing that Michael and I have been talking about a lot this week has been max frequency. So we're gonna switch gears here. We talked about the Elite. The Elite, you can get 2 versions of it. You can get that Expedition package or Pro package, and then you can get just the machine. But again, if you want that smaller coil and you think you're going to be hunting in a trashy area, probably I would go with that Pro package on the Elite for sure. Thank you, Prospectors Cash. Glad to have you in here. We haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Hopefully you've been doing Really,
Yeah.
really good. Appreciate
I
you.
think he's been doing a lot of 3D printing. He's I think he got a 3D printer and he's been doing
Oh,
a lot of
cool. Yeah.
tutorial videos on that. Pretty neat.
This was a good spray can. Michael says, "I'm wondering if the Elite struggles on the beach when you're relic hunting." I have not used it on the beach yet. I need to. I really do need to. But if it performs like the Equinox, then I don't think there's really going to be that big of an issue. I don't have a lot of iron on my beach. My beach is pretty mild as far as that goes. But I'm assuming that it's going to perform very similar to what I get out of my Equinox with the way they've got it set up. I mean, even like I said on that Relic test, it seems like it had no problem at all. So, but I really like the Elite. I think it's a great machine. It's 570 some bucks with the Pro package, I believe. Isn't that right, Michael?
I think that's right.
I don't think Joel or any of the dealers are on here right now, but it's somewhere in that range. And again, I like it. I think it unmasks very, very well. It's very similar to the Equinox. For those of you that have an Equinox 900, it's almost what I would say the little brother of the Equinox. Just don't have all the bells and whistles that you would get on the Equinox versus this machine. But I really like it, and I like that coil. I'm just going to be honest with you. If I had that machine and I was going to take it out relic hunting, I would actually want that Coltech coil over that 5x8 coil that comes with it if you buy that Pro package. So yes, Dirt Devil Detecting says he's heard good things about it on the beach, and I have too. I just haven't really had a chance. I think I take that back. I did go out one time, and it was just so bad that there was nothing on the beach. My beach is just not a beach where you see a lot of traffic. It's sort of a resort type area, family type beach. So I really don't see the traffic like up in Myrtle Beach or Garden City or somewhere like that, where I would probably see a little more traffic. But I know it's going to probably do well because I know what the Equinox does on the beach, and I don't think you'll have a problem with this machine.
The regular single frequency X-Terra Pro, it runs smooth.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
beach,
it runs really.
Elite should do good.
Yeah, I would think it would do extremely well
Right.
out on the beach. But I'm gonna switch gears because you and I have been talking about this sort of during the week. We've been talking about the max frequency setting on the Deus 2, and I'm curious. And I should have put up a poll before we did the live stream, but I'm curious about what you guys actually run when you go relic hunting. Are you running that max frequency at 40? Are you running it at 24? What tends to be the ideal setting for the majority of you guys? Because I run it at 40. And again, running it at 40, I was always told is really good on a relic site. But something came up this past week, and we started talking about max frequency on the Deus 2. And I started thinking, some of these programs we know are already weighted really differently. So what happens when you put a max frequency of 40 in full tones into those programs that are weighted differently? So that's what my question is to you guys. What is your preferred max frequency when you run full tones? And what do you think when you put it in a max 40 and it's running a program that is weighted lower? What are you seeing? Do you think it's benefiting you, or do you think it's not benefiting you? That's the real question. Gary says he runs a max frequency of 24. And I'm real curious as to why you choose 24, Gary. That's a good one.
Well, it all, like we talked about, it all depends on where you're hunting too and what the conditions are.
Right. And again, for those of you that don't know, when you go down into those lower frequencies, they're going to be really good on higher conductive targets. So, 24 is sort of middle of the road. And one thing that I discovered early on when I got my Deus, my original Deus, was that 28 was great for relic hunting. And for the longest time, I was running a really low frequency. I want to say I was running 8 just a little bit above 8 because I knew that it was going to hit higher conductive targets. And then I started playing around with it and then realized that, 28 really worked well on a lot of the Relic sites. And so I would run 28 or 27, somewhere in that range, and it tended to work really, really well. And then, of course, the Deus 2 comes out, and then I found myself, using the programs that were weighted a little bit higher. And then when we got the feature of being able to change the max frequency, then I went all the way up to 40. With the elliptical coil on the original Deus 1, you could go all the way up. But I'm just wondering what is happening if you run that max 40 on a program that is weighted a lot differently, and you don't get all the way up to that upper tier frequency. For instance, like General, I don't think General goes all the way up to 40 kilohertz. So are you just getting the max that you can possibly get out of the program, or does it actually take it up to that higher band by running the max frequency at 40? So that's the real question. So Relics and Rings says either 40 or 24, and I agree. That's generally what I've used. I mainly stay in 40 because I was told by XP that running it in that higher band is going to be better for finding smaller targets and targets that are going to be masked in iron. And so that's why I've always run that max frequency at a higher level. And so 40 tends to be where I leave mine at. Every now and then, Michael and I have run down to 24. Michael, there was a certain situation that you and I did where we did run the max frequency down to 24. Do you remember what we were doing that for? That was back last year.
It was that soul was,
That's right.
a little bit.
That's right.
Hotter soul, so we ran it down to 24, and it helped out a lot.
Right. So if you're relic hunting, that's my question though, and maybe somebody else can maybe shed some light on there. What you saying, Michael?
I was going to say, if there's a field that has a lot of small shot, like buckshot or bird shot in it, I'm sure 24 would work better than 40, because the higher the frequency, it's going to pick up those smaller targets in it,
And Gary said that, and I've seen Mark Gillespie's videos. He's saying that if you turn that max frequency up, it does go up to 40. So I mean, I've been talking about this all week, and me and Michael were just going like, well, that's something that we need to sort of try to find out. Is it really going up to 40 kilohertz?
Does he got? What is he testing that with? Has he got like oscilloscope?
Yeah, with the oscilloscope.
Okay.
And he's turning the max frequency up, but if it's general, and general is weighted, in the 20s as its highest frequency, is it going up to 40 kilohertz? And Gary's saying that Mark's video shows that. I need to go look at that. And that was the other thing too. And Prospector's Cash just brought up a great point. He says, I wish we could set a minimum, and I agree. I wish I could set the minimum and the maximum. And I don't know if that's a possibility. I don't know. But it would be nice if we could control, what the upper tier frequency was and what the lower tier frequency was, just to see what would happen in a lot of cases. Relics and Rings says that 24 handles flat tin and bottle caps better. So I run 24 in those areas. Okay, so so Relics and Rings is saying that 24 really helps with those pieces of tin, and sometimes I struggle with that, especially on some of these old farm sites. You know how you get those little wadded up pieces of tin, Michael?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but he says 24 seems like to him handles the bottle caps and the flat tin a lot better. So, that's an interesting question. And, this brings us up to a whole nother thing. Once this new coil arrives, what's going to be the options there as far as max frequency? Are we going to be able to go all the way up? And of course, it's going to have an update. You got to feel like in order to run those higher frequency coils, that's going to be the case, there's going to have to be some sort of update that's going to come with that Deus 2 to to be able to do that. Don't you think?
I think so. I think there's going to be more in it than just that higher frequency. I think they're going to change quite a few things in it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and then it being an elliptical coil, that's going to be interesting as well. Yes, Patrick. And Patrick was the winner of our puck last week, our WS6 puck. But yes, it works the same way. You'll be able to set the max frequency on that puck as well. So again, it's a very interesting thing. And for those of you that don't know, running a higher frequency again does tend to help with smaller targets, with lower conductive targets, and it helps in relic sites at unmasking. And that's why we generally run the higher frequency. 24 is a good sort of in between to help you with not only getting low conductive targets, but also helping you maybe even with a more higher conductive target. So some people will go to that middle range into those 20s, and that tends to work really, really well. And of course, some people we might be speaking French right now, really, but yeah, running it at around 24 and running it up to 40, there are some differences in it. And Michael and I found out that running the 24, especially on a mineralized soil site, tended to help that machine running in that highly mineralized dirt. It did, didn't it, Michael?
Yeah, it did. Hunting and open fields or parks, I could see there'd be a good benefit, to for the smaller pieces of aluminum, running the lower, 24, even 14.
Yeah.
If you're in a park, most of the time you're looking for high conductive coins or, even some jewelry.
So Gary the Goose, Gary Ian says, I don't understand why they don't show what frequencies they're running like the White's V3i did. What's the big secret? Well, they all have different versions of it. Like they don't want, like, I guess, like Minelab, Nokta, XP, Garrett, they've all got their own secret sauce where they've set it at the max at a certain level, the low at a certain level, and they don't want all these other companies to know what those things are actually doing. And that's it, really. They just don't want their competitors to get a hold of the exact frequencies, is what I think. Don't you think so, Michael?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's it's like you said, all Minelab, all of them pretty much kind of keep it a secret as far as what one's run on which program, and the upper and the lower.
Right.
So I mean, we just go ahead.
Ferris Grump says he believes that 24 runs better in the salt water, and I've never tried 24 in the salt water, so that would be something too. But I always run 40 because I'm looking for gold, and that 40 kilohertz will really, especially those small pieces of gold, if it's an earring back or something along those lines, little small hoop earring, thin pieces of gold, that 40 kilohertz will really hone in on it. So sometimes what I've done out on the beach with the Deus 2 is I've actually put it in the dive program because I found dive to be so deep, but run really stable. And then I jack that max frequency up to 40. But I do know that the dive program, that the frequencies are weighted lower. So again, it's an interesting concept. If I can take that dive program, then I'm getting a very low frequency, but I'm also getting a very, very high frequency if that's the case. So again, running that higher frequency will help you out with small gold, and setting it at max frequency of 40, I think is what you really want to do, especially on the beach. But running it at 24 might make it more stable too. So maybe that's the other trade-off. Because when you run it in 40, especially if you run 40 and beach sensitive, that machine gets pretty sparky in some cases, is what I found it to do out on the beach. So, you got to just try. That's all you can do. Relics and Rings says 14 kilohertz works even better on flat 10, but you give up some sensitivity to low conductors. Right. So if you're looking for gold, then again, that's why you need to run up above. Like we just said, you got to run a little bit higher. You got to run in that 24. Edward G says, yeah, he says, sometimes I use the LG24 and run 40 kilohertz at parts, and it hits coins and jewelry both just as easy. Right. And a lot of people run that 40, on the Deus 2, they have that fast 40 program, which, I've used it before on Relic sites, and it does really well, even though it's only running in a single frequency. But it's a home run. Yes. Thanks XP. You're right, because they sent me that puck. So I'm glad, Patrick, and I hope you'll be able to get out there and start using it at some point. So he got, and I sent him a magnifier. That's right, I sent him a loop. So he got a little bit extra with his giveaway the other night. So Michael, what do you think? What do you think about? And what's XP going to do with this next update? That's the thing I'm really curious about. And there's got to be an update because of the coal. So do you think they're going to manipulate any other programs? Are we going to have a special gold hunting program possibly? Do you think that there's going to be something else that might come along with this? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think, they're going to tweak on the program some, and like you said, Prospector's Cash said 70 kilohertz was best on the small gold, and I think that's what this small elliptical coil is going to really shine at. A lot of prospecting, and the size of it's going to be good for relic hunting in tight areas. So
right.
But as far as the update, they may have some new programs on there, and I think they're going to kind of tweak on some of the existing programs,
Right.
Maybe borrow some stuff from 1.0 that they had, that they were working on.
Yeah, and I think, and I agree with Doug Atkins. Doug says, yeah, I look for XP to take another huge step with this next update, and I think so too. I think we're going to see some changes definitely. AC guy brought up a good point too. And I don't know if you guys saw, I did a video last week or week before last on silencer. And again, the silencer setting changed a lot with 1.0 and then 1.1 and then 2, because you used to have to run your silencer setting a little bit more. And once that update came out, the silencer setting, you couldn't run it that high. But I love what AC Guy just said. He says more silencer setting. He'd like to see a 0.5 silencer setting, which I think would be an awesome idea, because, again, that just opens up that machine that much more. So maybe we see that. Maybe we see that with this new coil. And I think that would be really, really huge. Lance says that if they don't do something with the 789 VDI, then I'll be moving on to the Manicore. Well, Lance, the 789 thing really, I don't know. I think that there's a way that they can figure this thing out. And sensitive full tones does show correct ID, running that. And you don't get that 789 running at sensitive full tones. I don't ever see that. To be honest with you,
a whole lot. Yeah.
The only time that I see that 789 is when I get out of sensitive full tones, and it hasn't caused me to say, well, I don't like this, because I haven't seen it really causing to be that big of a problem. Now, I know there are some people out there that are making a big deal about it, but to me, where I'm hunting at, it's not. I don't know. It's just not something that I see as much as what some people are making it out to be. What do you think, Michael? I mean, do you see a lot of 789s all the time?
No, I don't. Like you said, especially using sensitive full tones, you don't see it much. You may see it one way every now and then, but the other way, it's a good VI number. So I'm just not seeing this a big problem.
Well, let me tell you what I've seen, and my last hunt with the XP Deus 2 running in sensitive full tones. So what I actually did was I took sensitive full tones and then I went over to fast. And again, when you go over to those other programs, they do give you that 789 VDI. What I will say about this is that with fast, what I'm noticing is that I get a better audio response in a lot of cases over sensitive full tones. Now, is it that dramatic? No. But I do think that fast does give you a slightly little better audio coming through than sensitive full tones. So you got to decide, Michael, are you going to run fast and get a little better audio, or are you going to run sensitive full tones and get the better VDI? And that's what I found in my last hunt, was running fast and then running sensitive full tones. And when I ran them side by side, that was what I was noticing. The audio is really good on fast, but the trade-off is you're going to have to deal with the 789. The audio is not quite as good on sensitive full tones, but the VDI is better on sensitive full tones. And again, I've said this 100 times, sensitive full tones is the only program left on the Deus 2 that still has the 1.0 filters. All the rest of them are running on those 0.71 filters, which is not what those programs were designed for. They were designed for different filters, and they went back to that because they were having those falsing issues with the 1.0 filters. And so, that's the trade-off. So the 789 thing, Lance, I would just go to sensitive full tone. I mean, I don't know. Are you saying you still see that even with sensitive full tones? That would be my question. So again, that's just what I have seen. And I did that on that last hunt that I did before my knee went berserk on me. But that's what I saw with fast and sensitive full tones. I think the audio and the tonal response is a little better on fast. And I think that you're going to get that 789, but it is a very obvious signal in a lot of cases running fast as far as whether you got a ferrous or non-ferrous target. The second thing is that sensitive full tones, you get the correct VDI, but the audio response on it is just not quite as crisp as it is on fast. At least that's what I've been seeing. So take that for whatever it's worth, but that's just, I mean, I've been out there hunting with that machine quite frequently, and that was what I picked up on the other day, was just comparing the two. So what do you think, Michael?
Well, a lot of people, like Delta Fresh Relics, they say they don't even look at the VDI, especially hunting in the colonial Civil War sites. And a lot of people hunt that. They'll put the remote in their pocket. If that's the case, you may want to go with fast, because you're getting a good tone. But I kind of like to use both VDI and the audio.
It's just there as another tool, and like when Philippe was on here with us, he basically said the same thing, hey, try to hunt, without looking at the VDI. But of course, some of us are really spoiled. We've gotten Manicores, and now you got these 2D screens, and you're getting all this information, and all it is just another tool to help you decide whether you're going to dig or not dig in a lot of cases. Some people really rely on those screens. Some people really rely on those VDI numbers, and I'm guilty of it, and I know you are too. I mean, we'll look at those numbers, and we're going to decide, hey, is this something that I really think is something worth digging? And you ultimately, it does still come down to the audio. The audio is going to tell you what you need to know. And you know that, and I know that, and most of the guys that are out here doing the same thing know that as well. So, yes, thank you, Workman's Adventure. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Yes, please hit that like button if you haven't already. And Relics and Rings brings up the good point, and Michael and I know this as well. You just have to turn on the target, and it will either improve or go to iron. And
that's right.
A lot of, I hate to say this, but I've heard people on here on YouTube that are saying, oh, you're not going to be able to tell from turning on the target. That's not what you're, and I've never had that problem. And the majority of those targets that I go over, if I turn on them and they go away, and if I were to dig them, I would say there's probably about a 99% chance that it's going to be iron. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. If you turn on that target and it breaks up, most of the time you need to move on. You know.
Metal's on here. He says use the force and feel the targets flow around you, and that's about the case. Sometimes that's the way you feel. You just got to do what you got to do. How do you turn this thing off? Patrick said, "Oh, you're talking about your WS6. Hold down the plus and the minus button at the same time, and it should shut off." Yes. Delta Fresh Relic says on the triple score, I look at the VDI, but the XP machines have much superior audio. You can tell, right? And again, you're talking about with the triple score, a $499 machine versus a $1,300 machine and a $1,700 machine. So the audio should be more superior, and it is in a lot of cases. Again, I still think the Deus 2 has the best audio of any machine out there. You're going to be able to get those tonal nuances and so on. So, and again, I brought that up just a few minutes ago when we were talking about the Minelab Elite, the X-Terra Elite. And I said, if I were going to run that machine on a Relic site, I would probably run in 2 tones. It's a dig and not dig situation. And it really works well for me with that situation. So tones are a big thing. And of course, with the Deus 2, I'm running in that I either run PWM or I'll run high square. It just depends on what I'm ready for. I do think that PWM gives you the best audio response and the best tonal nuances on the Deus 2. So again, that's how you do it. DCM says he does I narrow my sweep to a wiggle and turn on the target. And that's what the majority of people do. Rito Marcella says the reason they don't want to leave it at 100 kilohertz is that overhead cables run 100 kilohertz. So the coil will pick up the frequency, causing EMI. Right. And all these multi-frequency machines, but I think Minelab has really sort of figured something out with the EMI because they have sort of squelched. You don't have as bad of an EMI problem as you used to with Minelab machines. Spray Can Michael says, I love using my Excalibur 1000 because it has no VDI, all based on sound. Right. And again, you can test these machines over and over again and just listen to them. They're going to tell you what you need to know if the audio is really, really good on those machines. Mental Metal says, yeah, he said, yeah, totally agree on the tones. No doubt Deus 2 is king. And I agree, Mental Metal. You know that. Joel is metal detecting, buy, sell, and trade. Let's see if we can put this up here, Michael. I was playing around with it today. And
that's a good question. Who is Joel? Where's he been?
Yeah, where is Joel? Joel has abandoned us. We might have to get somebody else on here. But here's Joel, though. Anyway, guys, metal detecting, buy, sell, and trade. If you're looking for any metal detecting accessories, metal detectors, you can scan that QR code. Joel can get you hooked up real fast, friendly service. But Joel, great guy to deal with. All you got to do, if you got your phone, you can scan this QR code and it takes you right to Joel's webpage. You can contact him there through the webpage and so on. But again, metal detecting, buy, sell, and trade. And Joel can get you hooked up with any metal detecting need, accessory, anything you're looking for. Joel can get you hooked up with a machine, a shovel, a pinpointer, whatever it may be. Joel can get you going in the right direction. So again, Joel at metal detecting, buy, sell, and trade for those of you that are looking for something. So scan that QR code, and I know he would greatly appreciate it. Even though we hadn't seen him in a while, we know that he would probably appreciate your support, and he's been a supporter of our channel as well. So there you go. So Michael, let's get back to our conversation here. So tones, Michael, what do you think about tones? Which one do you prefer on the Deus 2?
I go back and forth from PWM to high square like you, but I think PWM, I think I like it a little bit better myself.
Okay. All right. So when would you suggest to people do you run high square, Michael?
Well, I mean, we've had good luck with running with full tones and sensitive full tones, relic hunting. But I like high square, hunting and more open ground. I like to when I'm hunting in the iron. I think you get a little more descriptive audio with the PWM.
Oh yeah, I do too, Michael. And if you're somebody that is sort of used to the Minelab sounds, going over to high square, it's very similar in a lot of ways. Not exactly like Minelab sounds, but very similar. So if you were coming from an Equinox or
Yeah.
another Minelab product and you wanted to get sort of that same sound, you could run high square. And I still get some good tonal nuance even with high square on the Deus too. Again, it's just the audio is just so amazing on that machine, and I really love it. So PWM though is my go-to, and then sometimes I'll flip over to high square. It really sounds good on silver naturally.
Yeah.
So when you get over a silver target or a silver coin like a real, then that thing really goes off when you get to that as well. DCM says he's been using PWM quite a bit. It's really growing on him, and it takes a little bit. And the reason why I use PWM mainly is because that's what I started with initially with the Deus. I used pitch audio, and I'll still go to pitch audio occasionally. And I will run it that way. But I really love full tones on the Deus too, because I want to get as much as I can out of the information in the ground. And full tones really helps me with that, especially relic hunting. And as we get cooler and we're all going to be headed out into the woods and into the fields and all these things, I want to make sure that I'm running full tones because I just think that it's just going to give us the most tonal response, and it works really, really well. Delta Fresh Relic says PWM is super rich audio and pitch and full, right? Square and high square feels more mellow, like an answer to Minelab, just like the change Nokta made with their more recent stuff. Right. And all of these machines, and I'm glad you said that, Delta Fresh Relics, all of these machines are set up to have, I apologize, guys. I got my alarms or notifications going off. But all of these machines do have all sorts of different types of audio, like the Elite, which we just talked about a few minutes ago, has all tones. It has a depth tone. It's got 5 tones, 2 tones, 3 tones. It's got all of those different options. The Nokta Triple Score has those types of options. The Manicore has those types of options. So you can set these machines up with the tones that you like. But I will say this, and this is one thing that I really believe in as well, is that once you find a set of tones that you really like and you like the audio, I would say stick with it. Other than, PWM and high square, I can use either one. But again, I think learn the tones first and make sure that you're really, really strong with that before you go start flipping around, because that can sometimes be confusing. It can make the machine sound totally different too. For those of you that may not know, when you start flipping around to some of these different tones, because again, you're changing the breaks, the tone breaks, when you go to all these different tones. And so, again, find some tones that work for you. If you like 2 tones, that's great. If you like 5 tones, then go with 5 tones. If you like all tones or full tones, like I just said, then learn that and learn it the best you can, and find what works for you. That would be my suggestion as far as tones go as well. Michael, what do you like? I mean, I know you like full tones like I do, but do you ever run any other tone options?
If I'm not running full tones, I do like 2 tones. I'll have my iron tone, and then I'll run the next tone, pretty high in the 800 or so kilohertz range. And I've hunted a lot with just a 2-tone program like that.
Right, right. And again, tones can just be, they can be a big, big help. And again, like I said, on the Elite, that 2-tone program is the same program that I used on the Equinox. And I really like that because it's a dig and not dig, but I get a lot of tonal response running it in that setup as well. So again, it's pretty interesting thing when you start thinking about tones and how to run those tones and so on. So you know, that's just my 2 cents on it, and hopefully that helps somebody that's really interested and wants to know about setting up for tones. AC Guy says full tones be used for a target 8? Yes, sure can.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitive full tones on the Deus 2 and running it in full tones, to me, and I'm sure Michael will agree with me on this, it's probably one of the deeper programs that I've seen running it in that fashion. And we've tested that, and we've seen that out in the field too as well. We've dug some really crazy holes using sensitive full tones and running it, running it that way and running it with the max frequency of 40. So yes. I like Hot Mess Fishing says that she hunts in 60 tones on her Legend, right? And I do too. When I run the triple score and the Legend, I use 60 tones because, again, I'm used to the full tone aspect of the Deus 2. So I stay with that because that's what I feel like I get the most out of the machine, running it as wide open as I can and getting that information. Now, if you get ear fatigue, then of course, like with the Deus 2, what I'll do is I'll just turn the iron volume down and start listening for those targets. So, but yeah, 60 tones on the triple score and on the Legend are a great option as far as tones go for relic hunting and in parks too. You can tell a lot with those as well. Edward G says, yeah, he uses 60 tones as well. Hot Mess. Rito Marcella says he's been detecting from 8:30 to 6:30, and my coil and my WSA 2XL still have power left in them. Well, hey, that's a great thing there. So he was out for almost out for 12 hours.
Yeah,
out metal detecting. That's really good if you got that kind of battery life with those machines for sure. Yes. So there we go. All right, Michael, I want to let's look at some finds because we got some great finds that were shared, and I hope I've got this thing set up the way I was supposed to. Let's see if it's still here, and I think it is. So let's look at a couple of finds that were shared to me. So we're going to pull these up, Michael. Let's see if we can. There we go. All right. So again, we had a couple of our subscribers and followers and members that shared some finds. I wanted to share these with you guys as well. And so these finds are going to be shared. And our main sponsor again is Metal Detecting Buy, Sell, and Trade USA, Mr. Joel. This is on September the 8th. And these were some of the finds that were shared with us. So our first one is from Mr. Doug Atkins. Doug has him an 1807, Michael, half real. Michael, wasn't that the same year that I dug on that hunt?
I think it was.
I think it was too. I sure do. So this was sent to us by Mr. Doug. Doug's on here. So we wanted to share his find, but I always love the Spanish silver, Michael. And this is a beauty. Oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty of a coin for sure. And congratulations to Doug. Hey, Bells, glad to have Bells in here with us. And again, super, super nice find. So yes, I'm looking at Digging Dudes. He says, yeah, I don't argue. I look at it this way. They are all tools and have that no one machine covers every situation if you hunt many different spots. That's right. You can go with one machine versus another machine, and you're going to find things that you might have missed with that other machine, or that other machine does something a little bit better than others, and so on. So again, look, Michael, look who's here. There he is, Mr. Fly Rock. So glad, Joel, we've been talking about you. We've been missing you, but again, we've been sharing some stuff, and I'm going to put his information up in just a few minutes, but Fly Rock is in the house. Thank you, Joel, for buying those memberships for some of our loyal subscribers and followers and people that tune in. I know they greatly appreciate that. So thank you, Joel, for being in here with us to night. So we've been missing Joel, but glad to have him in the house. So again, Mr. Doug Atkins shared with us his half real. Let's look at this next one, Michael. See if I can get this thing to pull up. It's moving a little bit slow. Shane, Delaware. I think that's how I spelled it. Hopefully I spelled it right. But he sent me this 1894 Indian head penny that he dug out metal detecting. And we appreciate Shane showing us his great find with this 1894 Indian head penny. I love digging Indian heads. Don't you, Michael?
Yeah, that one's in pretty good shape too. I mean, it's a little war, but you can read everything pretty clear.
Yeah, I know that one's in good shape. You don't normally see them in that good a shape either.
Right.
I'd be curious to find out where he dug it at. Yeah. So, and then we got Mr. Steve Blanchard. Michael knows Steve.
Yeah.
And he dug a beautiful Civil War North Carolina sunburst button, Michael. I love that button. I do not have that button, Michael.
I don't either. That's a nice button.
I know. What the heck? A beautiful button. Why can't we dig one of those, Michael?
Yeah, we hadn't got over them yet.
And we're right here at it. I'm right here at the border almost in North Carolina. And Michael is in North Carolina, and he doesn't have one. So congratulations to Steve on an unbelievable North Carolina sunburst button. Oh, I love to have one of those. I do have a North Carolina button, Michael. It's just not a sunburst. And then he comes back and look at this. Michael, this is just wrong. He's got him a U.S. Naval button.
Yeah, that's a pretty button.
Yeah, that's a beauty. I love it. I love the anchor and the shield. Just a fantastic find there. So congratulations to Steve for sharing that beautiful find with us. But yeah, oh, I love that button, Michael. I don't have one of those either, Michael.
No.
How about you? You got one?
No, I don't have one of those either.
Michael, we got to get on the ball. Steve's definitely got some good ones. And then this find was shared to us by Mr. Matt Johnson, and it was found by DS Metal Detecting. So look at this, Michael. It's a Spanish coin, and I think he told me it was an 18. I think he said it was 1840 or 1834. It was somewhere in that range.
Didn't he say that he found that on the beach?
Yeah, I found this on the beach. But what a really, really cool coin. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love stuff like this. So DS Metal Detecting shared with us these beautiful finds here. Well, of course, it's just one, but these are pictures of the front and the back of this beautiful silver coin that he dug. So what a fantastic find that this was. And I've never seen one like this either, Michael. Have you?
Yeah, I've never seen one like that.
Hot Mess Fishing says she's got one of those 1820s buttons, Michael. Congratulations, Hot Mess Fishing. I don't have one. And I've got a lot of stuff, but I don't have that one for sure. But that's a really, really cool find, DS Metal Detecting. And thank you, Matt. And Matt's not here tonight. That's Metal Detecting Texas. So he sent this to me, and they found this on the beach. So what a beautiful find that was. And I think that was it. Yeah, the rest of this is just stuff from back when. So there is one more find that was sent to me. And I'm going to put this up here, Michael, because I know he sent it to me last minute, and I'm hoping I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, Michael. He sent this to me right before the live stream started, and I'm trying to find it. There it is. Got it. So there we go. So it's coming in. This was Edward G. Edward G is in the house. Edward, there you go. I know this sort of looks oblong or stretched, and I apologize. Maybe I can show it like this, and we'll take Michael and I off the screen. But 1943, and he said this was a love token. Is it the back of a pocket watch? I think is what he said. Edward G, you might can elaborate on it. Silver, 0.925 silver. Australia, I think, is where he said it came from. And beautiful, beautiful piece, though. And this is a 1943 solid silver, or 0.925 silver. And it is just a beautiful piece for sure. Digging,
so
dude.
it's a coin. It's coin made into a pocket watch bag.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what it
think
is?
that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. Digging Dude says that he has a similar half real with hat and rays. Can't remember the year, but he thinks 1840s. So Matt or DS Metal Detecting, if you guys are see this, then there you go. So he's found one of those exact same coins. Yeah, it's upside down, guys, and I apologize. He sent this to me right before the start of the live stream, and if you were to turn it, you'll see it's got 1943 down at the very bottom to the far right. And Edward G, here's what Edward G says. Yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. It's an 1843 Australian Floridan love token trench art from World War II. So yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful piece there that they got going on there. So yeah, I've never seen one like that. Have you, Michael?
I have.
No.
That's pretty rare, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something really, really rare. So, guys, those are our finds of the week. We appreciate each and every one of you that shared those finds with us. And again, super excited to show those to everyone. And who knows, somebody may find something similar to it the next time they go out, and now they'll know what it is. So, we love sharing those. We love talking the history behind those things. And again, great finds by all that shared. Thank you guys for sharing those with us and getting those up there. So I really like those finds. Those were some good ones, Michael.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Great finds.
Yeah. So it's about time to get out of here. Michael, I don't think I can do this though. Let's see if I can do this. We're going to do a giveaway because I promised you guys a giveaway. And so, Michael, what you want to give away tonight, buddy?
What do you got back there stashed away?
I don't know. I've got a couple of things hiding around in here somewhere. I got to put my hands on them, though. So, but yeah, we're going to do a quick giveaway, and then we're going to get out of here. Guys, thank y'all for being here tonight. I'm going to, Michael, let me see if I can do this because, again, I'm using Restream for the first time tonight and just giving it a try. And so I'm sort of getting used to everything and how things work on it. And so y'all bear with me, and I'll as I get used to it, then we'll be good to go. But right now, we're going to try to do it this way and see if this will work, Michael. And I can't do it that way. It'll only do it if it's a StreamYard tutorial. So we got to come up with another way we can do our giveaway. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I don't know.
We got to do a giveaway. We can't leave these people high and dry. Let's see here. DCM wants to know what my thoughts are on Restream. I like Restream. I've used it before. It's got some really neat features to it. So they're all the same. I mean, to be honest, Michael and I have played around with a bunch of them, and this one and StreamYard are probably the two best, I think, for sure. So yes. So guys, I appreciate it. Great show. Let's see what we can come up with, Michael. Maybe I can do a. You want to just do a number?
Pick a number.
Pick a number. I'll let you pick the number. How about that?
Between what, 0 and
100?
Well,
we got 66 people on here, so we got to go 1 through 100, or 1 through 80 or 70. Since I don't have a giveaway tool like I normally do, so we're gonna have to come on with another one. Fly Rock says it looks more clear on split screen. Thank you, Fly Rock.
I
Well,
think it does too.
I think it does. It does. And again, while we got Fly Rock on here, if you're interested in anything metal detecting related, check out Joel at Metal Detecting Buy, Sell, and Trade, Mr. Fly Rock himself. All you got to do is scan the QR code. It also will pop up in the chat with a link. You can click on that as well. And you guys can get right to his site and go in and purchase anything you need. Joel, if you got any special deals or anything going on you want to tell people about, now's the time to do it while we're sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do with this giveaway. So we're gonna let Joel leave us a message in the chat. They're all trying, and there's people scanning this thing too, because every time it lights up like that, it means somebody scanned it. So
Yeah,
everybody's going ahead and putting in numbers. There we go. Someone just scanned the QR code. So we're going to say number from between 1 and 100, closest one wins. So what are we going to be giving away? Well, Michael, we're going to thank XP, and we're going to be giving away an XP. And I've still got yours, Michael. I didn't give yours away. We're going to be giving away a beautiful XP knife for you guys that like that kind of stuff. And we're also going to give away a loop tonight with that as well. So somebody's going to be the lucky winner of a knife and a magnifying loop tonight. And Mike can do a shirt too. Let's do a shirt too, Michael. How about an extra large Deus 2 T-shirt with the Deus 2 across the chest? Let's do that as well. So we're going to give away a knife, a loop, and a T-shirt tonight. 1 through 100. Michael's going to pick the number, and we'll see who can get the closest. And Michael, you get a number in mind. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you send me the number in a private chat so I'll know what the number is as well.
all right.
And while we're waiting on Michael, Joel says he still has Legends in stock with free AccuPoint pinpointers. So if you're interested in Legend, and by the way, Nokta has a new update for the Legend. So again, or it's coming. It hasn't come out yet. So it's going to be deep. It's going to have a good pinpointer. All right, I got it, Michael. It's going to have a good pinpointer, and it's the good pinpointing feature now that they fixed on it. And of course, you get an AccuPoint pinpointer if you get a Nokta Legend. So there you go. And you can hit Joel up if you are interested in a Nokta machine. So again, we'll see who can get close. Michael, what if we get 2 people within one of yours? Then what do we do?
We flip a coin.
We can flip a coin.
Mm-hmm.
Frank wants to know if I got any 3Xs. Frank, if you win, I don't know that I've got any 3Xs left. I think I might have a double X left, but I don't think I got 3Xs. So anyway, what happens if some people pick the same number, Michael?
I mean, it depends on how many people pick.
Well, look, there is somebody that has picked the number. I will say that already. I'm looking. There's a couple people got within one. Oh no. We got to figure this out before next show. I didn't think about that. So it is what it is. That all right. Joel says also too that Equinox 800 you get a free 6-inch coil, or 800. So if you are interested in an Equinox, Joel, tell them what the price is for that as well, so they can get hooked up with that. And we'll put Joel back up here. We'll put, if you're interested, Equinox 800. And Joel's got some good used machines too that he can get you hooked up if you contact him. And again, all you got to do is scan, and the link is in the chat as well for Joel's website to look at whatever you need metal detecting wise. All right. It should be the first person that gets it correct. I agree. Metal detecting Northwestern Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's true.
And guys, one more thing too. Again, metal detecting Northwestern Wisconsin. The blocks, guys, these things are awesome. So if you want to go out and do your own testing, set up your own elevated nail test. He's got them in all sizes, shapes, whatever you want, he can do. And get one of these things to you. $7 is what he was charging for that. If you did not catch the video or didn't catch it earlier, his email I did list up there, so you guys can check that out as well. Joel says that the Equinox 800 with a free 6-inch coil is $799. All right, so all right, we're getting ready to just shut this thing off. So we're going to be giving away a knife and a. Hang on, and I'll get the T-shirt, Michael. You keep watching, and then we're getting ready to put an end to the number guessing.
Yeah, we got some good guesses on here, and yeah, Damien, he's probably about he's about right on the money.
Yeah, please only guess one time too. We didn't. Some of y'all guessing doing a whole bunch of numbers. One time.
Yeah, he's giving the knife away again, Aggie.
Yeah. Here we go. Days 2. T-shirt, knife, and then we got a magnifying loop that we're going to be giving away with that as well. And that's going to be our prize for tonight for the giveaway. So there you go. All right, Michael, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like I'm going back. I'm making sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. So I'm going through. I see the correct number. I want to make sure. But that person was the first person to guess. And that person was Mr. Edward G. Michael said 43, and 43 was the correct number. So Edward G, you are the proud winner of a Deus 2 t-shirt and a XP knife for our giveaway for tonight. So congratulations, Edward G. And he had a great find. So he's come out like gangbusters tonight. Didn't he, Michael?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he sure did. So yeah, he was the first one to guess 43. And we appreciate him and appreciate all of you guys being in here with us tonight. And again, way to go, Edward G. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your finds and sharing the information tonight, too, because a lot of you were really giving us some great tips and things that you guys do as well. And that's why we do this show, is to basically try to help people out, to try to, show people how they can actually set up their machines. We talk about our finds, our history, all of that really takes into that as well. What's that, Michael?
Don't forget to put your email up for Edward G.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Gosh, dog it. And you know what? I don't know if I've got let me see if I can find it, Michael. Yes, Edward G, you need to send it to sransc@gmail.com. Let me see if this will work. And we'll add that. And there it is. There it is. sransc@gmail.com. And Edward G, I'll get that shirt out to you as well.
What Damien said is probably my age, and that's what my age is, 43. So that's
Yeah.
what I guess.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Again, I was a little bit slow with the technical part tonight, so I apologize. we'll have this figured out. If we stick with Restream, we'll figure this out, and we'll make sure that the next live stream we'll have our giveaway tool, or we'll have something that we can use. But we'll figure that part out and make sure that we can do it a little better. And Bubba Smith says, yeah, he just thought he was going to win. Well, Bubba, maybe next time, but we appreciate you guys being in here. Thank y'all so much tonight. Thank you, Bells, as always. Spray Can Michael, appreciate you. Aggie, appreciate you as well. Workman's Adventure, you guys are just so awesome. Patrick Parker, thank you for being here. Digging Dude, appreciate you being here tonight. Hot Mess Fishing, appreciate you. Tex Kinsey was in the house tonight. Appreciate you guys. Ricky Bennett in the house. Mr. DCM, we're going to do some shout outs to end the night. David Becker was here with us tonight. Appreciate David. Thank you guys. Patrick, as always, enjoying his puck. Metal Detective Northwestern Wisconsin. Thank you, brother, for these. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Go check his thing out. Guys, these are awesome. You can go back and look at the live stream, and you'll be able to get his email, and you can get those for $7. Appreciate that.
They said the year you were born, Ryan, was that 43?
1940. What? Are you being mean? Thank you, Fly Rock, for being here and helping us out tonight. We've got Mr. Ferris Grump. Thank you. AC Guy, appreciate you. Bubba Smith, appreciate you. Joe Dirt, appreciate you being in the house. Relic Jedi in here with us. Joseph Deepman was in the house with us. Such a great, amazing group of people that joined in tonight. Mr. Diggin Darrell was with us tonight. We appreciate Michael. He said he appreciates Michael's son's football jersey number. That's what he said it was. Was that what it was? His number's not 43.
77.
77. Okay, there you go. So again, there's Joel's thing that I had up on the thing, but that doesn't show up good on there, Michael. David Becker was in here. Digging Dude. I'm just trying to give a couple shout outs before we leave, Michael. You had some good people. All right. So Greeny Meanie was in here. We missed him. He usually leaves some comments.
There's DC Dig, and he might have missed his fines you put up. I think
Was it DS Digging? DS Metal Detecting?
DC Dig, and that's Steve Blanchard.
Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, he did miss. Glad to have you in here tonight, Gene. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. And Edward G says yes. He says he enjoyed the show. Thank y'all. And again, we'll get some of the technical things sort of ironed out, and I'll have it. It'll be a little better organized the next time for sure. So, guys, I can't thank you guys enough. Michael, anything parting words?
Get out and find some good relics and send them in so we can take a look at them. We haven't been able to go lately, but we like to look at them.
No. I've just been so busy, and but yeah, we're gonna hopefully get out sometime soon. And Damien says, let's not ruin football next week. Well, I hate to tell you, Damien, we're not gonna be able to do another Friday night for at least a few weeks. So
maybe a Tuesday.
Yeah, we may go Tuesday next time. So you guys that are, you want to know when we're going to do it again, more than likely Michael wants to do Tuesday. So we're going to try a Tuesday night. We had a good show tonight. I mean, we had 70 some people in here tonight, Michael, that enjoyed the show. So again, we appreciate you guys. All right, Michael. Well, it's time to roll, brother. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned. I've got some video coming using those blocks that Northwestern Metal Detecting Wisconsin sent to me. So I'm going to be showing some of that stuff with some of my different machines, sort of giving you an idea of some unmasking stuff. So stay tuned for that coming on the channel. Since I can't really go out and hunt right now because of my knee. So look for some of that stuff coming in the near future. And we'll be out there real soon. I promise. I'm going to get this knee better, and I'm going to get back out there for sure. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. Have a great and fantastic work week. We'll see you guys real soon on our next adventure. It will probably be, the next live stream will probably be on Tuesday night. So thank you guys for being here. We'll catch you guys really, really soon. Thanks a lot.
Good night, guys.
Good night. And Michael, You know what? I don't know how to do. I don't know how to end the stream. There you go. See you guys.